Okay, so let's start our today's lecture, and that is the second lecture of the ordinary differential equation, and our today's topic is the solution of the non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation. Now, what is the difference between the homogeneous and non-homogeneous? That is, if the right-hand side of the given differential equation is non-zero. See, in last lecture, we studied about the homogeneous differential equation. In that case, this is the A0 d raised to n y upon dx raised to n plus A1 d raised to n minus y upon dx raised to n minus 1 plus A2 d raised to n minus 2y upon dx raised to n minus 2 plus up to a and y is equal to qx. So in last lecture, our right hand side is 0, right? So see, at that time we did 3 different cases for the homogeneous differential equation, and the first case, that is the for real and distinct roots, second case for real and repeated root, and third case for the complex root, right? So at that time, the case one for real roots, real and repeated root, right? So suppose our roots are m equal to 3, 2, and 4, right? So CF is what? CF is C1 e raised to 3x, C2 e raised to 2x, and C3 e raised to 4x. But if our roots are, for case 2, if our roots are real and repeated, so in case 2, suppose m equal to 2, 2, 2. This root is 3 times repeated. Root is real, but it repeats 3 times, right? At that time, our CF means our solution, our y, it should be right like C1 plus C2x plus C3 x square e raised to 2x, right? So this is for real and repeated root. And the third case for what? Third case for the complex root. At that time, for the complex root, m equal to 2 plus or minus 3i. At that time, our solution, this is for case 3. And case 3 is for complex root 2 plus or minus 3i. Here our real part is 2. So e raised to 2x, C1 cos 3x plus C2 sin 3x. So students, please make sure that you have to remember these 3 cases. Case 1, case 2, and case 3. And this is for the homogeneous differential equation. Today we are going to solve the non-homogeneous differential equation. What is the difference? Here our right hand side is qx. So an ordinary differential equation of the form a0 d raised to ny upon dx raised to n up to a and y is equal to qx, right? So where a0, a1, a2 up to an are constant. So and q is a function of x. Our right hand side is function of x. So is known as non-homogeneous linear ordinary differential equation with constant coefficients. So here, this capital D is the differential operator, which d by capital D is equal to d by dx, right? This is our differential operator. So equation 1, we may also write like this. Okay. And this f of d, this f of d equal is a0 d raised to n, a1 d raised to n minus 1, and a2 d raised to n minus 2 up to an, right? So let's start the solution of the non-homogeneous linear differential equation. So students, for today's lecture, See, general solution is about the two solution. First, complementary function and other is particular integral. So for complementary function, its short form is CF, and for particular integral, short form is PI. These both are short form. So if we have given any non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation, at that time for the solution of that non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation, we have to find the two solutions. One is complementary function and other is particular integral, right? And there are total 5 different cases, and it depends on the QX. And QX is what? QX is the right side. QX is the right side of the given differential equation, right? So if our QX is exponential term, e raised to ax plus b, then that is case 1. If your QX is sine or cos term, sine or cos, then that is case 2. Case 3 is x raised to m, or we can say it is a polynomial in x. Case 4, e raised to ax into vx. Vx is a function of x. And case 5 is again x into vx. So it is again a function of x. See, so let's start our solution of the non-homogeneous ordinary differential equation about case 1. And case 1, as I told you, it is about exponential term e raised to ax plus b. Today we are going to discuss first our case 1, right? So let's start case 1. Here qx is e raised to ax plus b, right? So you know about the solution of the CF. CF is what? Which we learned in our previous lecture, right? And for PI, for the second solution, 1 upon function of d into e raised to ax plus b. This is the formula. 1 upon function of d. What is function of d? Function of d is this, multiple of y. Function of d is multiple of y. So 1 upon function of d, e raised to x plus b is equal to, if your right hand side is exponential term, then you have to replace your d by the multiple of x, and that is a. So you have to replace your f of d by f of a. E raised to x plus b, keep it the same, but the condition is your denominator must not equal to 0. Now, what if your denominator is 0? So then you have to put x in the numerator and you have to write the derivative of that f of a with respect to x. So you have to write here f dash a. Again, condition is f dash a must not equal to 0. Again, if f dash a equal to the 0, then you have to write the another x in the numerator. So x into x is x square, and you have to take the second derivative in the denominator till your denominator must not equal to 0. For the better understanding of this case, let's start with some example. So here your question is d square y by dx square minus 5 dy by dx plus 6y is equal to e raised to 4x, right? So let's start the solution here. See, students, how you recognize that your given differential equation is homogeneous or non-homogeneous? See, your right hand side is what? Your right hand side is non-zero. Your right hand side is non-zero. It means your given differential equation is non-homogeneous, and for the solution of this non-homogeneous differential equation, first you have to find your complementary function and then particular integral. It means you have to find two solutions here. One is CF and other is PI. So for CF, first you have to write your given differential equation in the capital D form. So that is d square minus 5d plus 6 into y is equal to e raised to 4x, right? Here capital D is what? Capital D is d by dx. Now, as we learn in our last lecture, the auxiliary equation is m square minus 5m plus 6. equal to 0. Students, make sure you, for the auxiliary equation, you have to write the coefficient of y, and your coefficient of y is what? D square plus 5d, d square minus 5d plus 6, and then you have to replace your d by m. So m square minus 5m plus 6 equal to 0. Now what are the factors of the m square minus 5m plus 6? And your factors are m minus 3, m minus 2 equal to 0. So roots from these factors are 3 and 2. Both root are what? Real and distinct. So as per the case 1, real and distinct. So as per the case 1 of the last lecture, if both roots are real and distinct, what is your CF? Your CF is C1 e raised to 3x plus C2 e raised to 2x. Got it? This is just part 1 of the solution. This is about the CF. Now, what about PI? PI is 1 upon function of d, and 1 upon function of d is what? Multiple of y. So your function of d is d square minus 5d plus 6, and your right hand side is e raised to 4x. So you have to just replace a multiple of x, that is 4, in the d. So what is our denominator now? By replacing these, this is 16 minus 20 plus 6. So 16 plus 6, that is what? 22. 22 minus 20, that is 2. So your PI is e raised to 4x by 2, and your denominator is now non-zero. So your general solution is that is the final solution, is CF plus PI. What is your CF? Your CF is C1 e raised to 3x plus C2 e raised to 2x plus e raised to 4x by 2. So this is your final answer. Students, have you any doubt about this example? Have you any doubt about this example? If you have any doubt, let me know in the chat box. Or you can raise your hand also. Why d equal to 4? Okay. See, for d equal to 4, this is the rule. We have to substitute multiple of x, which is in our new right hand side. See here, multiple of x is what? 4. That's why we replace d by 4. Okay. If our multiple of d is 3, then it is replaced by 3. Okay. So yes, Drishti. See, Drishti, for the given differential equation, as your right hand side is non-zero, here we have to find for the general solution. See, for the general solution, we have to write the two solution. One is CF and other is PI. For CF, first we have to write our auxiliary equation, and with the help of the auxiliary equation, if our roots are real and distinct, real and repeated, or complex, according to that, first we write CF, then we write PI. For PI, we have to write 1 upon function of d. Function of d is what? This is the multiple of y, and multiple of y. So as per the first step, multiple of y is d square minus 5d plus 6. Right? And your right hand side is e raised to 4x. So we replace e raised to 4 in the place of d. And we got the non-zero term. So our final answer for PI is e raised to 4x by 2, and general solution is CF plus PI. Okay. Now let's move with one more example for the better understanding. Here, what is your question? Your question is d square minus 2d. Okay. D square minus 2d plus 1 equal to y into equal to 10 e raised to x. Okay. So as again your right hand side is non-zero, your given differential equation is non-homogeneous, and given differential equation is non-homogeneous, so we have to find here two solutions, right? Just one doubt is there. What if in power of e there is an quadratic or any other polynomial equations? Achilles, as I told you, as per the case 1, see, this is your case 1. For case 1, your qx is what? E raised to ax plus b. Means there is no quadratic or any other polynomial equation in the power of x, right? If there is any other quadratic or polynomial equation in power of e, then at that time we cannot apply this method. Okay, at that time we apply the other method. Got it? Okay. So here, one. Okay. So you got it, your solution, right? So here, as your given differential equation is non-homogeneous, right? So let's start the solution. For the solution of this non-homogeneous differential equation, we may find two solution, that is CF and PI, right? So first for CF, we have to start with the auxiliary equation, and the auxiliary equation is what, students? Auxiliary equation is the multiple of y. And what is multiple of y? D square minus 2d plus 1. And we have to write replacing by m. So m square minus 2m plus 1 equal to 0. This is the rule. For the auxiliary equation, we have to write the multiple of y, and we have to write the multiple of y by replacing m by d. Okay. Now, the factors are m minus 1 the whole square equal to 0. So, what roots are? M equal to 1, 1. So, both root are what? Real and repeated. So, as per the case 2 of CF, means case 2 of yesterday's lecture, that is CF is equal to C1 plus C2x e raised to, what is our root? Our root is 1. So e raised to 1x, but no need to compulsory right here 1, right? So C1 plus C2x e raised to just x. If your roots are 3, 3, then you have to write here 3. Got it? So one part is complete, CF. Now what about PI? PI equal to 1 upon d square minus 2d plus 1 and your right hand side is 10 e raised to x. So you have to see, listen carefully. Okay, it is most important. So you have to replace multiple of x in the place of d. So what is your multiple of x? Your multiple of x is 1. So if you replace 1 by d, then your denominator is 0. So if our denominator is 0, then as per the rule, we have to write x in the numerator and take the derivative of the denominator. So what is the derivative of the denominator? That is 2d minus 2. D square, that is 2d, and the derivative of 2d is just 2, right? And the derivative of 1 is 0. You have to put 10 e raised to x. Now, as per the rule, again you have to replace your multiple of x, that is 1 in this d. So if I replace this 1 in this d, then again my derivative is 0. So I am putting here x square 10 e raised to x. Why x square? 1x into another x. So that is x square and by 2. So my final answer is 5x square e raised to x. This is my PI. So as per the general solution, CF plus PI, my CF is C1 plus C2x e raised to x, and your PI is 5x square e raised to x. Okay, students, any doubt about this example? Any doubt about this example, students? Give me response in the chat box. If you have any doubt, let it clear first, otherwise we'll move ahead. Okay, very good, no doubt. So let's move with one more example, and that is, okay, Okay, good. Here, our question is, next question is d square minus 6d plus 9 into y. So the auxiliary equation is what? Auxiliary equation is, what is auxiliary equation, students? M square plus 6m plus 9 equal to 0. So the factors are what? Factors are, what are the factors, students? Give me answer in the chat box. What are the factors of this equation? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Good. Very good. Mahir, your doubt is in PI, we have to differentiate in denominator until we get non-zero things. Yes. Yes, Mahir. Until we get non-zero thing. Okay. Okay, students. So as per the rule, the factors here, the factor m square plus 6m plus 9. So factors are m plus 3 whole square, right? Or we can write here m plus 3 into m plus 3. So roots are minus 3, minus 3. Both roots are real and repeated. So as both roots are real and repeated, as per the case 2, what is CF? Your CF is C1 plus C2x e raised to minus 3x. Okay. And this is one part. So for the other part, pi 1 upon multiple of y, that is d square plus 6d plus 9, and your right hand side is here 5 raised to x minus log 2. Okay. So as per the case 1, we apply case 1 for only exponential term. But listen carefully, it is most important. If your right hand side is 5 raised to x, then you may also write this e raised to log 5 raised to x. Both are same. Minus log 2 is what, student? Log 2 is constant term. So we put here log 2 e raised to 0x. Both are same. 5 raised to x is e raised to log 5 raised to x, and log 2 is log 2 into e raised to 0x upon what? Upon d square plus 6d plus 9. So the next step, if as per the rule of the logarithm, if I put this x in the multiple of log 5, then my next term of pi is e raised to x log 5 upon d square plus 60 plus 9 minus log 2 e raised to 0x upon d square plus 6d plus 9. Got it? So we write here both terms separately. Now, as per the rule, e raised to x. So what is the multiple of x? Multiple of x is log 5. So e raised to x log 5. I replace my denominator d with the multiple of x, and that is log 5 whole square plus 6 log 5 plus 9. Okay, this is about the first term. Minus log 2 is the constant multiple, but here I replace my d by the multiple of x in the power of e, that is 0. So log 2 e raised to 0x, by replacing 0 in the denominator, 0 plus 0 plus 9, so only 9 is there, right? So this is pi, and this e raised to x log 5, we may also write this x raised to 5 raised to x. Both are same. And this denominator is log 5 plus 3 whole square minus, this is log 2, e raised to 0 is 1. So no need to write again, right? So this is our PI. Now, what is the general solution or what is the final solution? Our final solution is y is equal to CF plus PI. So as per the rule, you have to write in every non-homogeneous differential equation, your final answer y equal to your general solution is equal to CF plus PI. Okay. Now, any doubt about these examples, students? Second step in PI. Okay. Okay. See, for this second step, 5 raised to x, see this 5 raised to x. So any constant term, 5 raised to x is, this 5 raised to x is equal to e raised to log 5 raised to x. Both are same. You may write 5 raised to x or you may write e raised to log 5 raised to x. Both are same. So you may write 5 raised to x like this. Okay. And log 2 is constant. So for any, if you have given simply just one constant term, at that time you have to write that constant term into e raised to 0x. That constant term into e raised to 0x for any constant term, not only for log 2. Okay. Now got it? Now got it? Y d equal to log 5. See, what is our rule? For any, if your right hand side is, see, for the for case 1 and first example, here our e raised to 4x, right? So for e raised to 4x, this is the multiple of x. Multiple of x is 4. So we replace here 4. So similarly, in this example, see, what is the multiple of x in first step? Multiple of x in first step is log 5. That's why we replace log 5 in the place of d. Now got it? Okay. Okay. So it is very simple, students. Please try to understand it. For every non-homogeneous example, if your right hand side is, see, this is simple rule. If for every non-homogeneous example, if your right hand side is e raised to ax plus b, then you have to just, for PI, you have to just replace your denominator of d with the multiple of x of the numerator. Got it? Okay. See, this is for homework. Your question is d cube y upon dx cube plus 8y is equal to cos hyperbolic 2x, right? So d cube plus 8 into y is equal to cos hyperbolic 2x. So cos hyperbolic 2x is what, students? E raised to 2x plus e raised to minus 2x whole by 2. And this is d cube plus 8 into y, right? So you, for the CF, for the complementary function, the auxiliary equation is what? The auxiliary equation is m cube plus 8 equal to 0. M cube plus 8 equal to 0. So for m cube plus 8 equal to 0. So what are the factor of the m cube plus 8? That is m plus 2, then m plus 2, m square minus 2m plus 4 equal to 0, right? From this, you have to find total 3 factors and you have to find CF by yourself. And for PI, I just give you one hint and you have to do by yourself only. That is for pi 1 upon dq plus 8. Your right hand side is cos hyperbolic 2x, and this is the formula of cos hyperbolic 2x, e raised to 2x plus e raised to minus 2x by 2, right? So here 1/2 is common. You have to apply e raised to 2x upon dq plus 8 plus e raised to minus 2x upon dq plus 8. So 1/2. If you replace here 2, then e raised to 2x upon 8. If you replace here 2, that is 8 plus 8, that is 16. And if you replace here minus 2, then your denominator is 0. So by replacing minus 2, your denominator 0. That's why I'm putting here x, and in the denominator derivative. Got it, student? Now 1/2 e raised to 2x upon 16. Here x e raised to minus 2x. If I replace here minus 2, then minus 2 square, 4 3s are 12, right? So this is my pi. I think now you got it, the concept of the non-homogeneous differential equation if your right hand side is exponential term. If you have any query, please ask me in the chat box. And if you understand it, then also write in that you got it well. Okay. No doubt. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you very much, students. So we do not, no, we have to just differentiate denominator only. Okay. We do not have to differentiate numerator. We have to differentiate in denominator only. Okay. So thank you so much, students, for your kind response. In numerator, we have to only put x. Yes, yes. In numerator, we have to put only x. So thank you so much, students, for your kind response. And I'm happy that you got the concept very well. So we'll meet in next lecture with the new concept with our right hand side is sine or cos function. Okay. Thank you.